Right, let's start today's session. So in the last lecture of Python, we were discuss about how to set up a Python software, right? So how to download and install Python software, how many possible ways to write Python programs using editors, like different editors. So this is we have seen using interactive mode, using script mode, that is .py file, saving the .py file, and using Python ideally, and finally using PyCharm editor. So we have launched successfully PyCharm editor in the last lecture. So let's open this PyCharm editor. Okay. So PyCharm is the best editor to start Python programming at beginner level. So let's open PyCharm. So go to PyCharm community. See, sir, as soon as I open PyCharm Community Edition, so this is the file is opening, but this project is not yours. Okay, recent time, which project I work, that project is directly opening, but this is not your project, right? So this project is morning batch project. Let's go to file menu. So if you want to open your existing project, what we created in the last lecture, simply go to file menu. Open option is there in PyCharm editor. Go to the location where you have saved your Python project. So I saved in my C drive, PyCharm projects. And now you can see the project folder name is Python project 4pm. So let's select the target folder and this window. Now you can see this is we have written yesterday only test.py file, but yesterday we look at this complete background theme is dark theme, right? So like this, look at this. If you want to change the theme and size of the font size, like this window editor tool font size, simply go to the file menu. There is a settings option. So default theme was dark theme should be like this. Yesterday what we launched. And then default font size also like 13 only. So look at this, 13 is the default font size. Yesterday when we launched PyCharm, it is look like, right? Same thing. But in case if you want to change the font size and the background theme, so settings, you have to click on file main menu and settings. Left hand side, you can see there is a appearance and behavior. Click on appearance and the theme is dark theme by default. First time when we launch dark theme it is. You can select the light theme for clear visibility. And in the left hand side, again, if you want to increase the font size, there is an editor option is there, editor, expand the editor and click on the font. And 13 is the default font size. Let's check 18 is the font size. So let's click on OK. This is font size incrementing as well as background theme changing in settings file. So we have just included one test.py file. I have written some logic like print welcome. So if you want to run this file program, right click on test.py and run it. Now we are getting the output like welcome, right? Yes. See, if I wantedly remove the bracket, like, see, the error indication is clearly available. Immediately, the moment when I remove the bracket after print welcome, so instantly the reaction is like underline red squigglies are coming. This is meaning is what? Something error actually. Okay. Yes. So we can, if you run forcefully, you will see the error at line number 1. It's saying like bracket was never closed. So you have to close the brackets and error indication is completely gone. So this is Python program, first program test.py. See, one time if you run by right click on test.py, every time when we update the logic, you can see I'm trying to print something like hello. Okay, again, I'm trying to print something like hi. So if you want to run again, you need not to right click on test.py run test, right? So already you have executed test.py. Simply you can see in the left hand side run window, refresh this run test, rerun this test only. So after that you'll see output is updated here. So one time if you run this test.py file already, every time no need to run by right click on test.py tab and run test directly. There is a rerun option is there. You can rerun it. Updated output will come. So let's add one more new file. How many files you can add it? Like this, you created project folder, right? Yesterday Python project 4 p.m. You can create any number of files what you want. So I'm adding few more files again. One more file I want to add like test1.py. So right click on Python project 4 p.m. Go to new and Python file and test1.py. .py is not required to give because at the time of installation only I select .py extension not required test1. So test1 is created. And this is test.py and this is test1.py. Like this, you can add any number of files. But in this test1.py, let's write some logic and I'll show you why PyCharm editor is important in real time. Let me explain here. See, if you look at this logic, we are getting the output right by using this program. So I simply A equals 10, B equals 20, C equals to A plus B print C. When the moment I run this test1.py, we got the output right. So 30, result is 30. But the thing is here, when we place mouse pointer on equal to operator, so they are saying some warning like PEP8. Okay. So PEP means Python enhancement proposal. So they are saying that missing white space around operator. Yes. See, sir, everyone will write the logic, but professional programmers, they write in different ways. So that means if you are really experienced programmer, then you have to take care all the rules and regulations properly how you are writing the code. Okay. So in real time, once you get a job, so the way of you are writing the code, they'll understand that you are really having experienced or inexperienced. So right now I'm writing this code A10 B20 C equal to A plus B print C. We got the output, but this is not correct way to write the code because some standards are missing here while writing the code or typing the code. Because when we place mouse pointer on equal to sign, the Python enhancement proposal, they are giving some guidelines to the developers. Your code should be in a standard format. So that guidelines are missing white space around operator means your left side operator symbol like right side equal to operator symbol, white space is missing. You have to declare like this out. But if you write already code which is having like multiple number of lines, okay, like 10, 15 lines. But again, how we can uh, arrange this total program in standard structure means we have to go for reformat the file. So how to reformat the file means simply place mouse pointer and click on the reformat the file. Place mouse pointer on equal to sign and it's showing warning, right? Simply you can click on the reformat the file. So automatically total program is going to be adjusted like wherever the white space is required like before and after operator, it's automatically adjust. Now this time when we place mouse pointer, there is no warnings are showing like this. So these are the standard techniques to write Python code. If you follow the proper editor like PyCharm, so that you will come to know all these rules and regulations. But if you write code in Notepad or other editors, there is no suggestions. So the code will work, no doubt at all. But you have to maintain some standards, right? At least. So you need to show yourself that I am a professional developer. Means professional developers can write in code with standard format, right? So that's what I recommend initial stage of learning Python. Proper editor is required like PyCharm. Okay, fine. So this is the way to handle Python programs. How many files you want, you can add into project folder and run this. Now let's go to the today. I'm going to include most important fundamental concepts in Python. Okay. So Python fundamentals. What are the most important Python fundamentals are there? We'll discuss. Yes, Python fundamentals. See, sir, there are a lot of fundamental concepts are there which we should not ignore. So let's have some of the fundamental concept now. Total 6 fundamental concepts are there. First one, comments in Python. Comments. Okay. Second one, keywords or reserved words in Python. Third fundamental concept is identifiers. Fourth one is variables. Fifth one is multiple assignment. And then final one, which is really important fundamental concept, that is indentation. Indentation. So these are the total 6 fundamental concepts are there. No fundamental concept should be ignored because these are very, very important. So before going to start practical or logical programming, you must aware of these all Python fundamentals. Okay. So first we'll look into comment section. See, comments are very common in any programming language, right? Like C language, C++, Java, C Sharp, .NET, even HTML. Comments are very quite common. Okay, generally why we use comments, I'll tell you that. Suppose you are writing the program, okay? So you are developing some logic in the application. While developing the application logic, you are not at all including or leaving any comments, okay? Comments means just for description about your program, what purpose you are writing code, you have to include that description in the comment section. When we include the comment section, later your program can be transferred to someone. That someone should understand why you have declared the variables, where we call in the functions, like all these points in a descriptive mode you have to write. So then they'll read your description, they can understand your logic. So this is the main purpose of comments. And other purpose is, for example, if you want to execute the program, but in your program there are some unwanted lines are there which you don't really want to execute. So that lines you can put into comments. Once you put into the comments, that commented lines, Python interpreter simply ignore from the execution. It will exclude from the execution. And whenever it is required, again, you can include by using uncomment option. It will include in the execution only. So some lines of the program, if you don't want to execute, okay, so those lines you can keep into comment section. Then your Python interpreter will ignore or exclude from the execution those lines only. But how to put comments in Python means every comment starts with hash sign. Yes, hash sign. But suppose this is a program, right? So in the below, I'm writing some 2 lines of code again, print welcome, and then print hello. So this, when I run this test1.py, we got the result of this program 30 as well as below print welcome and hello also printing, right? So this is result again. So we got the result output of this above program 30 value and 2 lines 6, 7 also executing. But if you don't want to execute these 2 lines, then put that lines into comments like hash sign, here hash sign. So now you can see that is the result. Only these lines are executing, but these lines are not executing here. Because you included into comment section, this will not include in the execution part. Again, uncomment means you can remove this hash sign of this line, remove it and remove it. But actually we cannot do all the time manually, right? Hash sign. For example, this total 4 lines I want to put into comment. But every line I can't add manually hash sign, right? So there is a shortcut for making multiple number of lines comment section. That shortcut is control plus forward slash. CTRL plus forward slash if you use, then all the lines how many you want you can put into together. So control plus forward slash through. All the lines will be into comment section. For example, you can see I am selecting all these lines and control forward slash automatically commented. So once we commented, this output will not be executed. Or else you can say again, you can select it again, control/comment. So like this. So whole lines you can select and comment again. Uncomment also control/comment also control/. Look at this control/uncomment. Again control/and uncomment comment like this. I'm hitting control/. Okay. Select all the lines or how many lines you want to keep comment. Hit the control/. This is comment section only. Comment means not only to avoid the existing lines execution, right? You can keep the hash symbol and try to write some comments like this. This is junk data I'm writing. If you want, you can write any comment section. So when we use comments or description in the program, later when we look at your program so that you will understand easily why we write that program and what purpose we have declared the variables and functions so that easily we can recognize without thinking much more about your program. Okay. So this is comments in Python. Shortcut is control+/. And if you want to give manually short comment for every line, you can use starts with hash sign only. And next fundamental concept is keywords or reserved words. Yes, this also very common in any language. So even in Python also is having some keywords. So every programming language is having keywords or reserved words. Keywords means some words are reserved for doing particular task. The word which is reserved for particular task, that word we have to use for same task only. You can't able to use for your own purpose. So that means in programming languages, some words are reserved for particular task to do. That words we have to use for same task only. You should not use for other task as your own purpose. I'll tell you what are the keywords are present in Python, how to bring it all the keywords. Okay. Uh, keywords are reserved words, anyone same. But let's see the program. So just for 2 lines of program through, we can get complete keywords or reserved words in Python. So let's see. I'm trying to go to the program. If you want, you can add a new file, not test and test1. Right click and new file, test2 I'm writing. So to bring the keywords all in Python, simply I'm importing one library, that is keyword library, and the next line print keyword.kwlist. Yes, keyword is the library name, kwlist is the class name. So once the moment I run this test2, we are getting complete keywords list in Python. These are the keywords which is present in list format. These many keywords are present in Python. Okay. And as I said that Python is a case sensitive programming language. First 3 keywords you can observe. The first 3 keywords are like F letter false capital, N none capital letter, true T capital. Here T capital, N capital, false capital in false none true keywords. These 3 keywords starting letter is capital, but rest of them are completely lowercase only. Okay. So these are all lowercase characters only. So because Python is a case sensitive programming language, uppercase, lowercase, you have to take care properly. Okay. So import keyword, print keyword.kwlist. Keyword is the library or module name in Python. In this module only, the all keywords are present. And these 2 lines everywhere common. So not only here, even if you use a standard editor like yesterday we have seen, right? When we install Python software, by default, one editor is installed like ideally. So let's open ideally. Here also you can include these 2 lines. You will get completely the keyword list. Let's see import keyword. But here only IntelliSense is not coming. You have to write by default keyword.kwlist. Here print is option, right? Not compulsory. So import keyword.kwlist means automatically we are getting all list of keywords present in Python. So anywhere you can write these 2 lines like in any editor, so you can collect all the keywords if you want to check. And most important thing is here, one of the keyword already I used in test.py. So look at this, import is a keyword. You will see that in the keyword list, one of the keyword is import, right? So this keyword is reserved for importing the modules or libraries. So if you want to import or import libraries, then we use import keyword. That's what I'm using import keyword here. And look at this here, if is a keyword, right? If is used to test the particular condition. This is conditional statement. But if you want to use if equals to like variable, it is not possible. I said just now, every keyword is reserved for particular task to do, but this if keyword is reserved for what purpose? Condition check, but you are using how it is as a variable. That is not possible. Syntax error, invalid syntax. So you can't use this if as a variable, right? This is a keyword actually. But whenever I add one more f, that is I double f equals to 100. So print I double f, it is not a keyword, it's a normal variable. Variable means you can take any name that will work. Look at this 100 value printed here. So ultimately I'm saying no keyword can be used as your own variable. So every keyword or reserved word is having particular task to do. Same task purpose only we have to use. Okay, later we'll discuss in every keyword we are going to cover in our upcoming session based on the topics clearly. So this is all keywords list how to get. Next, another fundamental concept is identifiers. So what is identifiers in Python? Very simple, sir. Any name in Python language, any name. That means either variable name or function name or class name. Okay. Just while writing code, we will give names, right? So variable name a equals to 10. A is a variable name. Function name f1 is a function name. Like the names are nothing but identifiers in Python. Okay, how we can identify the variable? Its name, right? How we can identify the function? Its name, right? So that is the name. But while giving names in Python, there are some standard rules. You have to maintain it. Yes. While giving names in Python, some rules are there. So what rules are there? I'll explain. Total 8 rules are there. Strictly remember. Rules to define identifiers. Rules to define the identifier. Okay. Yes. Identifier means it's a name. First rule number 1. Identifier can be a lowercase and uppercase also. Lowercase or uppercase. Anyone you can use, no problem. Identifier can be a lowercase, uppercase. And identifiers are case sensitive. Means how the way you provide the name like lowercase or uppercase, same way how to access. These are case sensitive only. So identifier can be a lowercase or uppercase. Identifiers are case sensitive only. These two rules you must follow. Look at the example here. Suppose here emp id, it's my variable name equals to 1234 print emp id. So this is valid name, right? Yes. The name I define the lowercase I'm trying to access into lowercase only by using print of emp id. Okay. But if I try to access this in uppercase, is it possible? In uppercase, not possible, right? So you declare the variable name is lowercase characters, but you are trying to access in uppercase characters. Immediately, the error is coming like name error. Means the name capital letter emp id is not defined. Yes, you defined the lowercase emp id, but you have not defined capital letter emp id, right? Yes. But can I define the variable uppercase? Yes, why not? You can also use uppercase names, right? Yes, look at this. I'm using uppercase name, defining the variable like emp id. Now this time it's okay because you mentioned capital letter emp id and you are accessing capital letter emp id. Both are working fine. It's correct. But I don't recommend to give the names in Python in uppercase. Why? Because there is a rule in Python language. If you define any name in uppercase like capital letter, if you define any name that is in capital letter, that's called as constants. Yes, generally Python do not support any constants. Constants means once the programmer decide the variable as constant, that value cannot be changed furtherly. But in other languages like C++, Java, .NET, we use const keyword, C-O-N-S-T. Once we define the variable as constant, that value cannot be changed, that is fixed. But in Python, how we can convey your variable as constant means simply you can declare the variable name completely in capital letter. So once if you declare the variable name completely in capital letter, that makes sense it is constant only. Constant means this value better to not change. But in case even if I declare this variable name in capital letter, that my conveying is this is value is constant, other programmers still they can change the value they if they want, because Python do not support any constant concepts. Just for conveying purpose, if you want to convey that your variable and value, sorry, your value is constant, declare better in capital letters. But unnecessarily don't declare the name in capital letters because meaning will be changed. So do you want to really expose your value and variables are constant to other developers? Then declare the capital letters only. That's what generally I don't recommend to use capital letter names. Small letter is the better option. Lowercase is the better option. Okay, fine. Next, rule number 3 says identifier allow the digits. Yes, it allows the digits. Means 0 to 9 digit. It can be anywhere we can add it. But identifier should not start with a digit. Should not start with digits, sir. It allows the digits 0 to 9, okay, while giving the names, but we should not start with a digit, I'm saying. For example, you can see here EMP1 ID 7. So I include the digits, right? EMP1 ID 7. EMP1 ID 7. Now let's run. It's coming output clearly 1, 2, 3, 4. Because it's a valid expression, valid variable name, EMP1 ID 7. Or suppose if I start the name with the 6 digit, so is this valid, sir? No, because the variable name should not start with a digit. So syntax error, invalid decimal literality is there. Okay, you can just remove the digit because it should not, any name in Python cannot start with a digit, but the name can contain the digit anywhere in the middle or last only. Okay, fine. Next, rule number 5 says identifier allows. Yes, it allows the underscore sign. It is only the special character what we can allow, but remaining special character like asterisk, hash, dollar sign, it's not possible. That too, why it's allowing the underscore means identifier should not be two or more parts. Yes, more than two parts we cannot include as identifier. Identifier should not be two or more parts. In case if you want to declare that any name in two or more parts, better to combine them by using underscore sign. But suppose here EMP is one word, ID is another word. There is a clear space in between these two words, but it's not valid expression. So look at this, EMP space ID is not correct. So EMP underscore ID is correct. Look at this, EMP underscore ID, it's correct only here. So you should combine the two or more words with underscore sign. Okay, this is rule number 5 and 6 what says. And the rule number 7 is there. If an identifier starts with digit, then it is, sorry, if an identifier starts with underscore. If an identifier starts with underscore, then it is private, I can say that. Yes, it is private. See, sir, in Python language, how to recognize the variables are private or public, something. But in other language, programmers, they simply declare the variable as private, like private keyword through private int ID. Okay, like public int ID like this. But in Python language, there is no such type of keywords like private, public, but symbolically we can decide the variable or what we can say methods or any function names are private or public. So that's the reason I'm saying if any name like identifier starts with an underscore, then it is private. For example, you can see here I'm trying to start with two underscores, like this is private variable. Okay, so private variable here. What is meaning of private variable, public variable? See, if your variable name not starts with any underscore, that is by default public only. In Python, by default, all the variables and methods without having any underscore starting point, that is public. Public means anywhere we can access, anybody can access, no restriction. But once we define the variable name with the two underscore or one underscore, that is called private. Private means sometimes we need to provide restriction to access the variables. But this is not right situation to talk about that private and public, because in object-oriented programming, this concept can be used oftenly. At that time, I'll explain clearly. Okay, so private, public, how it works. But just keep it in your mind. The rule is in Python language, any name starts with an underscore, that is called private. We can say that. But if you don't start any name with underscore, that is public only. And last rule, I already explained, no keyword or reserved word can be used as identifier. Yes, we cannot use any keyword or reserved word as identifier. Look at this. For example, here def is a keyword. To define a function, we use generally this keyword, right? But we are using as a variable. That's not correct and it's not possible. So def is a keyword is there in keyword list. If you want, you can go and check out in keyword list. There is a clear keyword called def defining the function purpose we use. But once I remove the F letter here, de is there is no keyword name called de. It is valid variable name like as your wish. Okay. So total these 8 rules are available in Python while defining the names in Python like variable name or function name or class name, any name. You must follow as a Python programmer proper names through we have to write program only. So comments, keywords, identifiers, these are the three most important fundamentals. And then other fundamental is variable, either fundamental concept, variables. Can I say variable is also called as identifier? Absolutely. Yes, that is also true. I said identifier is nothing but it's a variable name or function name or class name, any name. But I'm saying that variable is also called as identifier. Yes. Variable is also called as identifier. Okay. But in Python, variable is having a separate definition. Variable is a named memory location. Okay. Variable is a named memory location. Okay. And let me explain with practically also. While defining or while declaring a variable in Python, while declaring a variable in Python, we don't need to specify, we no need to specify the data type. Why? Because Python is a dynamically typed programming language. Because Python is a dynamically typed programming language like this. So while declaring a variable in Python, we no need to we need not to we need not to specify the data type, because Python is a dynamically typed programming language. So automatically the data type will decide based upon the value only. Okay. Yes. So variable is a named memory location. I'm saying what is that named memory location? We'll see that. For example, a equals to 100. It's a variable name, right? A is. But if I'm asking you this 100 value where it can store a, what is this a? It's a name. So to store 100 value within the variable A, Python is required to allot some memory for A, right? The variable A. So that's what A is, a named memory location of the 100 value, where this 100 value present in the sense A memory. So I'm not giving any data type before A. You can see this because here if I try to give integer, it will not valid because in Python you need not to specify any data type for the variables. It's a dynamically typed language, right? So that's the reason we need not to specify any variable data type explicitly. Automatically based on the value, data type will decide for the variable type of A. So what type it is? Integer type. If I try to give 10.78, it's a float type. If I try to give any name, it's called string type. So based on the value, data type automatically decide in Python language. So this is variable name A. It is a named memory location. Every variable is having its memory. It's having memory, which is allotted by Python only. So 100 value is going to store in the A memory, I'm saying. That's what we can say variable definition is named memory location. In case if you want to get memory address of A, there is a built-in function in Python, right? ID is a built-in function. So what is ID means here? ID is a built-in function, sir, actually. ID means identity. ID is a built-in function in Python and which is used to get the memory address of variable, memory address of variable. So it's a built-in function. So what is memory address? Let's see. I'm giving ID of a variable. So that means a memory, what is means this is the a memory. This is the memory address of a variable. So in this memory only, the value 100 is going to store. Whenever you print a, this a variable is pointing to the memory address and it will pick up the value 100 only. So in this program, currently there are three functions are there, sir, built-in functions. Print is a built-in function for output. If you want to display any output value, then we can use print function. And type is a built-in function for getting data type of the variable A. And ID is a built-in function for getting memory address of any variable. Okay. So this is complete fundamental concepts. Still, we have some fundamental concept like multiple assignment, indentation concept is there. These two we will cover in tomorrow. Along with these two data types also we will begin in tomorrow session. Okay. So this is the third demo session is over. Tomorrow is the last demo session of this Python core and advanced course. Tomorrow is the fourth demo. You can feel free to attend tomorrow also by using the same link at same time 4 p.m. Once we complete tomorrow demo sessions, if you want to continue my lectures regularly from day after tomorrow, you must enroll for this course after tomorrow's class. And only enrolled students will get the paid link from day after tomorrow. Tomorrow you can feel free to join. This link only will work out. I'm speaking about after tomorrow session. If you want to continue with my lectures, core and advanced Python, first 45 days to 50 working days, then you must join for this course after tomorrow session. Only joined students by contacting DURGASOFT. So you can try to join this course after getting the mails. Then I can start sharing the videos and core Python PDF material to your mail. Okay. So that's all from my side today. Tomorrow we'll continue with the discussion of multiple assignment, indentation, and many more data type declarations. All these things will continue, sir. So if you have any question, you can feel free to ask me. So who are new to this session, I strongly recommend to watch my demo lecture videos, which I conducted last two sessions. But for that, our team will send a demo link videos. You can click on that link. Automatically, will redirect you to the demo video lecture number 1 and second also 2 second video. You will have the clarity. The last lecture I clearly explained how to set up a Python installation process. In the first session, I just explained basics of introduction, theoretical part only. That also you can cover it and continue that. Anyway, once your enrollment process is over, you will also get all these videos into your mail. So that's all for today. Thanks for attending this session. Feel free to attend tomorrow demo also with the same link. Have a nice time. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.